So it was a miss on that adjusted EBITDA, a miss on the third quarter comparable sales as well. How big of a role did the weakness in emerging market currencies have to play here?
We recorded a little over 4% revenue growth, which is in our guided range. The 40 basis points of operational profit improvement could have been a lot higher indeed, were it not for currency headwinds of 60 basis points. Emerging markets were weak due to the global geopolitical situation. I think it's something that we will compensate for as we go forward. So therefore it will not get us off track. We reiterate our overall guidance. We will continue to grow. And by the way, while we talk about growth, you know, we had an 11% order growth in the quarter, which is already going on for a year now. And that just underlines that our innovative solutions in diagnosis and treatment and in connected care and health informatics are well in demand. The Dallas Children's Hospital is taking our monitoring and health informatics solutions to advanced pediatric care. We won 6 large contracts in the quarter. So the momentum is strong. We are looking at a good order book. It's just that we need to deal with those headwinds, and we will.
Frans, just describe the shape of that demand curve. It's not topping out for you. How strong is the USA? And you mentioned that you will deal with the headwinds. How will you deal with the headwinds of trade?
Well, let's first talk about the demand side. I just spoke about the institutional demand for our healthcare innovations with 11% order growth. That means we have an order book that sets us up well for the future. If you look at consumer demand, I think last quarter there was concern around China. We were able to grow our personal health business in China in the double-digit percentage. So also there a good recovery on growth. We launched several new products in the quarter, among which the new high-end shaver, the P9000. I used it this morning. It's fantastic. We also have expanded our range in sleep and respiratory care products. So on the innovation side, a really strong portfolio that bodes well for the future. Now, the headwinds that you indeed rightly refer to, Manus, is something we need to deal with. On the one hand, the currency headwinds. On the other hand, the increasing tariffs and sanctions that will affect our business. The way we will deal with it is multifold. First of all, we will redesign some of our supply chains. I mean, we are in the good position to have factories in the United States, in Europe, and in Asia, and we can rebalance load going forward in order to avoid some of the duty impact. Besides that, I think we will have to look at raising prices selectively, as well as taking further productivity measures to offset, for example, these currency headwinds.
OK, raising prices, taking further productivity measures. You did also mention the personal health division, Frans. Of course, it contributes the most to its profit, and it disappointed analysts, even if you might have been happy with it in the last quarter. So give us a little bit more detail on how you can reassure analysts, investors on the performance of the personal health unit from here.
Well, I would have liked it to be stronger as well. I've just said that we delivered on the step up that we promised versus Q2. So it is in the right direction. And I refer to the new innovations that have come to the market, which have good traction. We expect, therefore, that sales growth will further step up going forward. The overall franchise in personal health is absolutely intact. And I also reiterate the overall growth for Philips in the 4 to 6% range going forward. So with strong growth and good innovations, good order book, I think I can amply underpin that statement.
I like a CEO that smiles when he's telling me about his order book and the optimism. Frans, you're not going to get away with it now. You can't say you're going to raise prices and then not put a parameter around that. Are you talking about single percentage price rises? Do you think that your marketplace, all of your marketplace, is going to bear price rises with ease?
No, we are definitely not expecting to be able to do that across the range. I said it in the context of emerging market currency weakness. It's then logical that prices will have to rise. Think about the lira or Argentina or some other emerging markets. It's a natural response then to raise prices. With regards to the duties between the United States and China, that's much more complex because you always have to look at what are your competitors doing, where are their factories located, are they affected by the same duties or is it different for them? And in that context, I look more towards the rebalancing of manufacturing load. We were already on a path to create regional manufacturing hubs and where we can produce more products. And in that context, I think we will see some products being manufactured in China for China and in the United States for the United States.
Frans, we've pushed you on the price increases. The other side of that coin, you also talked about improving productivity. How exactly are you going to do that?
Well, Philips has been on a path of self-help for several years now. This year we are on track to drive more than 400 million of productivity improvements. Likewise, we'll do that next year. And given these headwinds, we are looking for methods to actually increase that number a bit. As I think we all realize, and certainly I do, that the world has become a bit more volatile and we need to prepare ourselves proactively in order to deal with the consequences.
Frans, one of those volatile elements is, of course, Brexit. The discussions will go on. Let's not discuss that. But what I want to know from a preparedness of a CEO, what are you doing? What measures are you putting in place? Are you stock building in the United Kingdom? What are you doing for worst case scenario, hard Brexit drop in March?
Well, valid question. Let me first of all express how regretful the whole situation is, because I do think we need each other between Europe and the United Kingdom. In terms of preparatory measures, I have said we do need to look at our manufacturing facility in the United Kingdom, as we need frictionless trade. And if that is at any way hampered, then the future of that factory may be at risk.
Just final question, Frans, on a different topic in terms of Philips's push into AI, artificial intelligence, for healthcare. Do you have everything you need to make that push, or will you need to make acquisitions?
The use of AI and machine learning in healthcare is very promising, and Philips has gone on that path already several years ago. Our patient monitoring uses predictive analytics in order to see whether somebody will get cardiac arrest hours in advance, enabling doctors and nurses to apply the care that a patient needs. In imaging, our AI can read images and support the diagnosis better sometimes than the human eye can. So it's a very promising future. Already 60% of our research and development people are in software and in data science. It's never enough. We are further stepping up to unlock the power of data. So I'm excited about it. We have done a selective M&A in this area as well. But so far, we are on the right path.